Good afternoon, dear colleagues. My name is Semen Doroshenko, and today I want to discuss a topic of immense strategic importance for Ukraine's future, especially as we look toward the restoration and rebuilding of our nation, the modernization of Ukraine's aeronautical telecommunication network, specifically the crucial transition to an IP-based architecture ATN-ATS, with co-authors with Georgy Kanakhovich and Rina Kozlyuk. Our existing aeronautical telecommunication network is currently based on outdated time division multiplexing technologies. As Ukraine prepares for the inevitable reopening of its airspace post-war, the restoration and modernization of our aviation infrastructure stands as a strategic priority. This upgrade is not merely about technological advancement, it's about guaranteeing safe and efficient flight operation and seamlessly integrating Ukraine's air traffic control system with the broader European network. The pathway to this modernization is clearly defined by international standards. The International Civil Aviation Organization and the European Organization for Aviation Equipment have established a comprehensive set of requirements and standards. These address everything from architectural solution and data transmission protocol to robust cybersecurity measures, all aimed at enhancing the reliability, security, and efficiency of network systems. Adhering to these standards is not optional, it is fundamental for achieving interoperability with the global air traffic management system. Let's delve into some of the key technological requirements for this transition. Firstly, at the core network level, IP version 6 is mandated as the primary network protocol for global addressing and scalability, with IP version 4 permitted only in limited scenarios. For reliable communication, TCP is required at the transport layer, while UDP is specifically employed for latency-sensitive services like voice communication. Security is paramount. Measures are enforced through IPsec and IKE v2 protocols, and for voice traffic, the Secure Real-Time Transport Protocol, or SRTP, should be used for encryption. Authentication and access control are managed by TLS and IPsec. Furthermore, robust protection against denial of service attack and traffic anomaly detection mechanisms are essential to ensure reliable system operation even in emergencies. For air traffic control, voice communication must transition to Voice over IP, or VoIP technology. The Session Initiation Protocol is used to establish, manage, and terminate calls, with Real-Time Transport Protocol handling the voice traffic transmission. Compatibility with various audio codecs like ITU-T version G711 and G729 is required, with G711 often favored for its high mean opinion score, or MOS, and low delay. In terms of routing, BGP is designated for inter-domain routing, with support for OSPF and MPLS for routing and load balancing. Integration with system-wide information management is also a must, along with support for SATCOM, terrestrial radio links, and virtual private networks. Crucially, interoperability with EU air traffic control system and compliance with CSAR standards are non-negotiable. The system must also be compatible with existing ATS consoles, gateways, signaling servers, and ATM voice communication system. Now let's consider quality of service standards, which are vital for real-time critical aviation communications. Voice traffic packets must be prioritized over other types of traffic to prevent delays during network congestion, and mechanisms like DXERS and MPLS-TE are advised for it. Latency requirements are stringent. For control signals, the maximum permissible delay should not exceed 100 milliseconds in terrestrial part of networks component. For voice packets, the transmission delay for terrestrial component should not exceed 130 milliseconds. Jitter, the variation in packet arrival time, should not exceed 30 milliseconds to maintain high voice quality, and packet loss must be kept below 1% for acceptable voice clarity. The mean opinion score, a key indicator of voice quality, should be no less than 4.0 for highest voice. This is assessed using the E-model, which quantifies speech quality in VoIP networks by calculating a transmission rating factor or R value, considering factors like delay and packet loss. R0 is a baseline value that takes into account noise effects and the overall signal-to-noise situation. I sub S is the simultaneous quality degradation factor. I sub D is the delay impairment factor. I sub E is the equipment impairment factor, and A is the advantage factor. To effectively plan for this modernization, forecasting the load on the AT and IPS network is crucial. This can be based on a mathematical model of passenger traffic distribution on domestic airlines in Ukraine, treating the transport system as a discrete Merkle system. Key points are the same. First, if a flight is made between certain airports, this means the transition of the system from state R to state J. The probability of such a transition at a discrete time is denoted as P of t sub ij. We conventionally assume that this indicator depends only on the very fact of the occurrence of a transition jump. The indexing of system states is shown like this. Since the system can be in one of n states from which it may transition into one of the remaining n-1 state, then for each time point t, it is necessary to specify n2 minus n transition probabilities. The transition system can be represented as nxn matrix. This model takes into account various factors influencing transition probabilities, such as city population, wage coefficients, distance between cities, destination attractiveness, probability of choosing transport, and application receipt intensity, including seasonality. For easy viewing, it is shown a special graph of discrete states of the system. And in general, this allows for effective forecasting of passenger traffic and network load, enabling optimizing aviation infrastructure. In conclusion, the modernization of aviation infrastructure in Ukraine, especially aeronautical telecommunication network, through the implementation of ATN IPS, is not just a technological upgrade. It is a strategically important step for Ukraine's aviation sector following the war. The transition will ensure high-quality communication between dispatching services, airports, and aircrafts, significantly increase the level of cybersecurity for our aviation infrastructure, and seamlessly integrate the Ukrainian ATN with the European air traffic control system. The gradual transition to ATN IPS will empower Ukraine to restore its aviation sector, meet stringent international standards, and ultimately ensure the safe operation of its airspace once it reopens. This is a vital investment in our national security and economic future. The list of references here, and that's all. Thank you for your attention. Have a good day, have a good time.